Well, I don't want to have to like screw it and unscrew it to drink. Like I want it to be able to drink.
That's not an all-time thing. That's just on the podcast.
No, that's just, I mean, just, yeah. Just on the podcast. Cause I don't want to, I've got my hand full. So I don't want to have to like fumble.
See, water is very important to me. One of the big selling features behind that, what's it called? The Murder Your Thirst water. What's it called?
I don't know what you're talking
Liquid
about.
death water.
Oh, okay.
Their whole thing is like, it's a can, so you can't reseal it. So it forces you to like
drink it
now. And it's just the most annoying thing in the world. Like, I don't want to do that. I want to have a choice.
I feel
it's my water, my choice.
It's like nothing has changed. This is the same thing, right?
What do you mean?
You, me, here.
Oh,
again,
we're just talking like nothing's happened, nothing's gone on.
Nothing's. I mean, it's just a day in the life.
It's a day in the life.
Day in the life.
To be chatting it up every day.
So it goes. So talking about the water, there is a thing like venture capitalists or PE.
I've watched it. I've watched the whole thing. I know the whole thing.
We don't even know where I'm going with this.
Yes, I do. The Africa thing, and they got the stranglehold on the water.
Yeah, no, I'm not going there at all.
Okay, where are you going with
it? I'm turning right. You went left. No, they say there's a thing in business venture capital. They say you don't invest in a company, you invest in the people. Because think about it. I mean, there's a million water companies, right? Like,
yeah.
We've had a million. It's not new. This isn't novel. So you invest in the people. So anyone can do anything. There's 100 air conditioning, HVAC, businesses out there. There's 100 restaurants, 100 this and that. So just it's so interesting. It's whoever is behind the business and the people with the marketing that, with Liquid Death, they marketed it.
That's actually really funny you say that, because now I recall actually listening to that guy's story. He ran Facebook ads for the product without ever having a product.
Okay.
Because he just wanted to see if there was any kind of market for it. And then he said, as soon as he started running ads, it blew up so much and everybody wanted some that he's like, oh shit, now I have to do this. I have to make it now.
Yeah. So
he really proved his concept before the product was even made. And then after that, he's like, dude, it just took off.
It's marketing and
silly
the people behind the team.
It's like silly. It's weird. Like we as humans are just so easily amused, like with crypto, right? Crypto coins, you have Boner Rocket and that thing will take off just because everyone's like, what a silly name. Like, it's so stupid. There's no rhyme, no reason. Liquid Death. That's a crazy name. And I think the guy wanted it so outrageous.
He said he wanted the most ridiculous, outrageous name for nothing more than marketing.
And that's hilarious. And
that's
it works.
Genius.
Because I like that more than Dasani.
Yeah. What is this?
Perrier.
What does that even mean?
That's like commie water.
Yeah. I don't even like
disgusting.
Jeez, French water. We haven't done a podcast in a while.
It's been some time, and I saw you had some people in the meantime.
Everyone loved them too.
Yeah, I know they did. I loved them. I enjoyed the shows except for one.
I mean, we had Casey O'Neill, and everyone was horrible. I thought people would be so happy to have her on, and they just ran her in the dirt. So then the next week we have Clint on. I was like, oh, there's somebody in the podcast space or somebody that does MMA. They just ran him in the dirt.
Oh,
and
did they really?
Yeah, in the comments.
No.
And then last week we had Aaron on, and they just ran him in the dirt. And I'm like, oh my gosh. They were like, somebody actually even posted, if Brandon doesn't do it, just do it solo. And I was like, you guys are brutal. Like,
they're just loyal. They're just loyal. We've built a cult following.
The same people who said that
also shit on me the week before.
Are going to be like, Brandon, actually, I don't like him. You're an idiot.
Back to the other side.
Yeah. I'm like, what is going on over here? We have fights. We did a podcast. So I did a podcast with Aaron last week for UFC bet picks.
And then I studied the fights thinking that I was recording this week. No pod.
But you probably studied all the wrong fights because everything is switched. Like there's like a bunch of fights that fell off and have been moved and now switched. And everything is different. Oki is fighting somebody different. Brahimaz and whatever his name is are fighting each other now instead of different opponents. Like,
okay, I saw that. Who's Balaji fighting? Because he was supposed to fight Markel. That was a good fight.
Yeah, no, he's fighting somebody new now, a newcomer.
And now Markel, who's an Arizona guy, is fighting Mark Chonsky from.
I just
Rufus
saw that.
Sport.
Why did that get rescheduled like so soon? I don't know why Markel pulled out. But
who's got the tea, man? Who's got the drama?
Give us the tea in the comments.
Oh my goodness. Okay. This is like some, did you watch any of the jiu-jitsu last night? Do you watch jiu-jitsu?
I don't watch jiu-jitsu.
Okay. It's very.
I can't watch
it's
jiu-jitsu. It's
boring.
really hard for me to watch it. I love watching wrestling these days.
So fun.
A lot of fun. Jiu-jitsu is just weird and boring to me right now.
It's funny. The two things that I'm the best at and I am involved in, I hate watching. Jiu-jitsu and MMA sometimes is so boring. Yeah. Boxing and wrestling is so fun to me. Yeah. It's all action.
People ask me all the time, like you've asked me, oh, what podcast do you listen to, this and that, like in terms of MMA, or like, oh, so, and I'm like, I've never seen anyone else's MMA podcast or listen to one. I don't watch Ariel. I don't watch any MMA content at all, except for fights. Like I just don't.
What about John Anik's show? You're not a fan?
No, I like John Anik and I've been on the show. I just don't, I'll see clips on Instagram and stuff, but I just don't watch anything regularly.
Anik is your number one fan of all time.
I love Anik.
He loves you so much.
He's my guy.
Every time you are involved in a fight, he makes sure to none of the other commentators. And Dom knows you so well.
Well, I told you that I knew Anik before he was even in the UFC, right?
Yeah.
As a commentator. So
how did you meet him?
When he was commentating Bellator, the first season of Bellator in English. And so I met him with Jason Chambers because I know Jason Chambers really well.
And Jason's the guy who did the show, right?
Yeah, he did Human Weapons. So
that was the best show on the planet.
He was doing that before Jimmy Smith came out. First of all, Jimmy Smith did another version of Human Weapon. I forget the other.
That was the one I watched.
That was the other one. And then,
I love that one. When I got into martial arts the very first time, I would go home, and I remember because I was like 14. It was my grandparents' house during the summers. And I would go down into my basement. I would get on YouTube, and this was way back. Like YouTube was very rudimentary. Yeah. And what was it called? It was Human Weapon, and then there was another one.
I don't. Tell us what it was because I don't.
Yeah,
really
and the dude would travel the world.
Yep.
And I remember being obsessed with Wing Chun.
Yeah.
And my mom goes, Brandon, do you know Bruce Lee? You need to do Wing Chun. And so when I came back to Arizona, I was like, all right, well, I guess no jiu-jitsu. Yeah. That's out the window. I got to do Wing Chun. But I just love those shows. So Jason Chambers, I'm a huge fan of that guy, and he's a very obscure name these days. But
Chambers was also, he was in some recurring roles on soap operas. He was in a bunch of TV ads. He was an aspiring Hollywood actor for years.
Okay.
And he did a good amount of smaller parts and stuff like that. Then he had the Bellator gig, so whatever, but Jason's the man. And then, so I met Anik there. It was all like, everyone was brand new. Anik was just a little baby in the sport. And
did he go to journalism school or what was, do you know what his upbringing is?
I think he did. I think he was doing different sports before he got into Bellator. So he was doing commentary for sports. And so I think he was a broadcast journalism guy
back then.
So, yeah. And you see that the color guys are the people in the sport. And those are the Rogans, the fighters, the, Felders and stuff like that. But then you have the play-by-play guys, and those are all broadcast guys. Those are guys
they
that
have to be, right?
I don't know if you have
flavor.
to be, but it's very like, this is what's going on. Here's the promo. Here's how we cut. This is what's
kind of more classically trained.
Yes. Yep.
Whereas you said the color guy, you can just be anybody with a personality.
Yep.
Chime in every once in a while.
Yeah.
One guy kind of steers the ship.
Kind of like this
show.
I would watch the show. I like watching the clips of when him and when Longo's on as well. I'm a big fan of Longo. We actually share the same birthday, and so
do you really?
So a lot of times we'll text each other on our birthday, like happy birthday.
That was so funny. The thing we just had with the birthdays.
Oh yeah,
because it was your birthday, and I'm sorry, I should know your birthday. I saw on Instagram, so then I text you happy birthday, and all day I was like, "Fuck, there's somebody else who has the same birthday. Who was it?" And it was my ex-girlfriend. I was like, oh man.
Funny how that works out. Let's talk about some of these fights. We're not doing a full podcast. You guys, we already did the breakdown. We already did everything. Let's talk about some of the change-ups before, and then let's talk about the main event with the weight miss.
Okay.
And then the long layoff. So Balaji Oki was supposed to fight Markel Medeiros, and now he's fighting Michael Aswell.
That's right.
Who I don't know.
He's a Fury
5'8".
guy.
Isn't he normally a 45er?
Maybe. He doesn't look very big.
He's not very big. He's 5'8". And his last weight was 155. He's young. He's 24. Do you know this kid at all?
Very, very well. Yeah.
Okay. Give us your take on this.
I mean, he's tough. He's well-rounded. He's super, super tough. The fight that he had on Contender Series with Bogdan was insane. I thought he won that fight. I would have made a lot of money. Then he had the Dorian Ramos fight. How that was a split, I'm not so sure. He's good. He's in there. I think this fight's going to be played out mostly on the feet. I don't think Aswell's offensive wrestling game is notable.
Okay.
It's more of like a durable stand trade, good 1-2s. I think Balaji is just pretty explosive, and he's a pretty dynamic striker. I think he's just faster, bigger power, probably better shape. I like Balaji in that fight.
Okay. Next up, what is our other crazy one? Ramiz Brahimaz is fighting Billy Ray Goff, and Ramiz was supposed to fight Oban Elliott. I loved Elliott in that spot. That was
You don't like Billy Ray Goff in this spot?
no. I'm just saying. I'm just talking about the fights respectively. And then Billy Ray was supposed to fight Seokyeon Ko.
Isn't that our guy?
I don't know. Is it? I can't. They're all the Korean names are so similar. I cannot even figure them out. But no, it's not our guy. It's the guy fought in Contender Series, really square. You know,
Okay.
I really liked Billy Ray Goff in that affair as well. So
I don't see it going any different from here.
yeah, I see the fight playing out a lot differently though, because Ramiz is just. We talked about this. It's you know, who is it? Miles Johns with that really high, you know, guard that he has.
It's very weird.
And Ramiz has the same thing. They're both, you know, Miles isn't there anymore, but the Fortis, you know, guy is just, you know, that high right hand. And Ramiz does that, and he just jabs his way into the pocket and shoots. I think I wouldn't be surprised if he had success in round one, just grabbing Billy Ray and holding him and pushing him and this and that. But then he kind of gasses himself out. He goes so.
He always does.
Yeah, he goes so send. And Billy Ray has got cardio for days.
And Ramiz is not overly athletic either.
No, he's not overly athletic. And he does something that is just bad. And he panics with stuff. Like he'll be over under and he's trying to go for lat throws, just hoping it works out and doing these crazy things. And he ends up on his back. And
it's hard to see Billy not breaking him in this fight. Like he's all action.
I think who was it that beat the brakes off of Ramiz before the ear? Was that Max Griffin or who was that?
Was it not Court McGee?
No, it wasn't Court McGee. It was I'll tell you right now. Yeah, I think it was Max. Yeah, it was Max Griffin.
Oh, okay.
So Max Griffin just beat that dude to death, and I think that's going to be very similar to what Billy Ray Goff does.
I think it's going to play out a lot more on the from range. I guess I would.
Okay,
say.
then it would, and then so I guess those are the ones. 3 of those fights got changed. What do you think about? I want to hear your thoughts on the main event, and don't talk about the weight miss yet. I mean, we can talk about it. I'm curious just about the breakdown of the actual fight itself between Aaron Blanchfield and Macy Barber.
Yeah. That one was actually really interesting to me. Honestly, I was surprised just with the narratives and just how each of these girls' trajectory has been and how they've been viewed. I was really surprised at the odds. I thought Macy was probably going to be a slight favorite.
Minus 120.
Something.
Yep.
That's what I thought. And then I see the odds and I don't know what they are. She's like, what, Aaron's minus 225, something like that. You know, if this were a 3-round fight, I like Macy probably by a fair margin because I think she's so dynamic. She hits hard. She's improving rapidly, even her grappling, her decision-making, which I think was a big deal. But a lot of times what she does, she kind of overextends. She'll get so hyped and so in the pocket and ready to kill. She'll crowd her punches and she gets too close and she gets pushed off balance. She like falls over all the time. She's just so prone to fighting. Or I'm sorry, she's so apt to fight that she's prone to making mistakes. Yeah. And Aaron's nasty. Like Aaron doesn't care about power. She's going to stay in your face, stay in the pocket. She's going to press her for 25 straight minutes. Her grappling, if she does get on top, it's not even close, I think. So I do think this is a close fight, but I think Aaron's going to break her. Like, I think just wearing on her constant pressure, forward movement. I think if Macy ends up on her back one time, she's going to eat a lot of shots. And I think that's probably where we see the finish. So I like Aaron late here.
I like Aaron by a very boring cage push decision.
Think so.
And here's
I'm being too romantic about the fight.
And here's why is I think Macy at range has power. And we've seen Aaron bully a lot of people, but Macy is not one to be bullied. She's as physical as I think Blanchfield is going to be. I think she's going to match the physicality. I think Blanchfield's takedowns are a little overrated. I don't
always have been.
I don't think they're great. And I think she'll get people off balance. And I think for her skill set, she uses she does stuff well. Like she takes advantage of the stuff that is there, but I don't think she can really create a shot, move, blast, double turn on the cage level change, bundle the legs. Like
it's so weird because in her early fights, she actually used to be very good at it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just because she went up in level, whatever it is.
I think it's more the levels. I think it's the levels than
trying to take down
else.
Manon
Yeah.
off the cage is tougher.
So
and Tyler and all those people. Yeah.
Yeah. And notice the people that she has a hard time with are the physical people.
Super freak athletes.
Yeah.
Tyler and
Manon,
freak athletes.
Right. And then you have Macy Barber, who's not.
She's not a freak athlete.
Not a freak, but she is physical and she's powerful. She's
a
big
Bertha.
for the weight class.
Yeah.
And she's athletic. She's a lot more dynamic than Erin is.
It's funny because Erin has done so much with so little athletically because she is so smart. She's so tough. And technically, she's so good, at least on the ground.
Yeah.
I think that's the issue. Is just Macy is just going to go all gas and she's going to make a mistake.
Well, it's fight IQ here. And I think if they were to spar and train in the room, I think Macy would probably win most of those rounds, especially if it was out in open space, just on the mats versus in the cage. But I think in the cage, when it matters, I think Erin is going to stick to the game plan and try to punch her way into the pocket and into the clinch and then elbow and knee and push. And if she can get the takedown, great. And if she can't, I think she just stays in the clinch and, works the whole fight in the clinch. And then Macy, I think, is going to have some big moments in round 1 and 2. Honestly, especially in the clinch, who did we see her knock out? Was it Jillian with the elbows or was it someone else?
I can't remember.
Forget who it was. You guys in the comments will correct us and tell us how dumb we are. But no, it was JJ Aldrich. And boom, hit her with the elbow and just rocked her and beat her up on the fence. But the physicality of Macy is big. But now we're taking into consideration the long layoff. And with those long layoffs, she just missed weight. She missed weight by half a pound and decided not to go back on the scale and try for more. So she was like, I'm done. She won 26.5 and was like, I'm not trying to make weight again.
She looked awful.
She was, yeah. And so that tells you that's a bad weight cut. Round 3, 4, man, that's going to be really hard for her to keep going. And then now you have the adrenaline. You haven't fought in a long time. It is in the apex, which is going to help Macy a lot here. Normally everyone thinks, the smaller cage is going to benefit Erin. Maybe so in terms of clinching and position. I think that it's absolutely true. But the crowd, not having the crowd is going to benefit Macy by not being so adrenaline and so wild and so go that it might actually keep her a little bit more calm. And who knows? You know what I mean? Like, that's me thinking that will happen, but who knows? So, yeah, I think.
Did you just give a chuckle?
Yeah.
You just gave a little chuckle on that one?
Chuckle.
Yeah. I've never heard you chuckle in 3 years like that.
I'm getting old, man. I'm chuckling these days. I was doing mitts with our absent producer Camuela this morning. I laughed and I snorted and I was like, who am I? I'm chuckling, I'm snorting.
What's happening to you?
You're getting old. What's going on? Like, this is just where I'm at.
Tubes are starting to move around.
Yeah, they're starting to cross. I don't even know what genetic chromosome I have anymore.
About to fart if you laugh too hard.
Oh, that is, man, that's all. Are there any fights on this card that you actually are? No,
yeah, the Gameamra fight.
Yeah. That's, I wanted to talk about that. Gameamra, Layoff, Klein. I really want to see this fight. As I don't care about betting. I don't care about anything. I don't care who wins. I don't have any stake in it. I don't know either of them. I'm just really big fans of both of these guys.
You know what? This is identifying the level of Ludovic. That's what it is.
100%.
We know the level of Gameamra,
100%.
but the thing with Ludovic is he hasn't fought anybody good in a long time.
Nope.
And the last time he did fight someone good, we did see him get taken down. We did see him gas out. We did see him get tired. Now you have the guy who's the ultimate grinder, wrestler, going to push a pace, phenomenal wrestler. So now we need to know, did Ludovic get better? Or is he the same guy? He just fought worse competition.
I think it's a little bit of.
I think both.
I think it's a little bit of both.
I think he got a lot better, actually.
Yeah. No. Well, here's the thing, though, is where did he get better?
Cardio. He moved up a weight class.
Yep. And on a technical level, what improved? What do we see him do now that we didn't see him do before?
Not just throw head kicks.
We offensively wrestles.
Yeah.
But is that going to help him here?
I mean, his grappling, he just game all the time.
Yeah, but. Is offensive wrestling going to be the way to beat Gameamra?
I don't think he needs to. I think he's pretty brutal on the feet, but I think he could.
No, I'm not saying that. No, that's what I'm saying is so I don't know that his improvements are going to help him against Gameamra. How's his defensive wrestling? How's his back game?
I think his striking got a lot better too.
So,
because you watch old Ludovic tape, it was like he had like 30 knockouts in a row. That's it.
Yeah.
Now he jabs. Now he moves. Now he finds distance. I really think that Ludovic has leveled up.
But the other thing on this is you have Mateus, who is a southpaw as well, and his hands have gotten a lot better.
Yes, but I remember one of his fights did not look so good. Hold on, let me pull this
Well,
up.
he's fighting guys like Jalen Turner and Dan Hooker. And, I mean, Dan Hooker might be the second largest lightweight in the world, only to Jalen Turner. I mean, these guys are massive guys.
No, it was the RDA fight. He didn't look good in the RDA fight.
No, that one, his hand. I don't know. I mean, his hands.
He got tired. He got tired really quickly.
His hands never look great, but
no, they are improving.
They're improving.
Honestly, the best performance he ever had was against Fiziev. He was gonna beat the shit out of Fiziev, and I couldn't believe it because it was on the feet. My hero, my idol, getting tagged up. But I think that's the thing is we just have to find out, is Ludovic like legit grappler now? Like, is he the man now or not?
I think this is going to be a level play, and I think Mateus is going to show him that I
kind of think so too.
I think, look, the records are great, but let's look at the quality of competition. We've got Roosevelt Roberts, Thiago Moises, AJ Cunningham, Ignacio Bahamondes, a draw with Jai Herbert, Mason Jones, Devontae Smith.
Those are some solid wins.
It's a very respectable.
Those are B level. Like, if you had to grade it, it's probably
if you're
B-level.
in the UFC, you're beating these guys. They're all very, very, very respectable.
But Cunningham's probably out of the UFC. Roosevelt is cut.
Then we have Rafael Dos Anjos, Rafael Fiziev, Jalen Turner, Arman Sarukian, Diego Ferreira, Jeremy Stevens, Scott Holtzman. His losses are to Guram Kutateladze, Benny Dariush, and Dan Hooker. The Hooker and the Kutateladze fight are both split decisions. The Guram one, that was Guram's probably best performance of his career.
And then never again.
And then we just never saw it. Holy hell. Everything else, man, even before the UFC, he fought, this is Mateus, Marian Zek, I don't know, something Kowski, 21-7.
Oh yeah.
Norman Park, 28-6.
Norman's actually good.
I know. Kleber Coit, 24-4. He fought a 9-1, a 23-6 with Norman again. 20-8, 12-3, 18-0.
All right, what is this? Stat diggers? What are we doing?
12-3. I mean, 9-1.
Just saying stuff. No one's listening.
I'm just making up numbers now.
You just had 3 numbers in a row.
That is impressive. Dude, he's not beating up cans.
No, and he's not a bitch. Like, no. That's the thing. I went back and forth on this fight because I'm really like, well, I picked. I got to take credit. I was the only person to pick Hooker over Gamrot in the last fight, and
we didn't even podcast that one.
I bet him a lot.
It doesn't matter. You didn't podcast it. You didn't put it out. You left us all.
Yes, I did.
Barren.
That was like months ago. It was like a year ago. Do you remember one of those times someone came up to us and they're like, dude, I lost a ton of money on you because I listened to the podcast when so-and-so fought. And then I looked it up and I was like, dude, that was before we even started the podcast. You idiot. Trying to blame me.
Don't blame me. Keep my name out your mouth.
But I think this fight's going to be really close. I love Ludovic. Like, he's got the style to beat Gamrot for sure, right? He's brutal, nasty, knees, elbows, kicks, everything. Can you stop the takedown? I don't know. And I think it is a massive levels fight. And everything I've ever heard about Gamrot, that dude is like, I mean, you can watch it. He's insane.
Yep. Anything else before we're out of here?
Actually, I wanted to ask you about this.
One other thing. So my picks are already up. We've decided that we're going to get them up a lot earlier. This week, I actually got them up on Thursday instead of Wednesday because I just forgot. I was like, today's. I just didn't realize what day it was. And then Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon, I got them up on Patreon. So if you guys want to take a look at the picks, go to our Patreon. Link is in the show notes. Brandan is back. We're on the Discord. And I think that is all for me. Would you want to go over before we're out of here?
Oh, I was going to ask about one more fight, but it sounds like
what's the fight? No, I'm good. I'm good.
It was.
I just want to give a good little promo.
That was a good promo.
It's a solid promo.
It was Jafel Fileo and Nasimento.
I love Nasimento here.
Why though?
All right, so I'll tell you.
He's old. He can't make weight. He's fought 3 minutes in 5 years.
I think that Jafel, one, he'll play off his back. 2, I don't think his takedowns are amazing. I think he times them well. In the last fight against Ode, look, he looked good, but we're realizing that Ode is not the guy that we thought Ode was.
Ode's kind of nasty.
Let me talk about Ode's wrestling the same way I talk about Dan Ige's wrestling.
Oh my God.
Much less impressive than people.
He wrestled in college for a year.
This dude wrestled like 1 year in high school, 2 years in high school, went to some NAIA school because his coach began coaching there. was very like mid. And then
Did you just say mid?
I did say mid. And then talks about being a college wrestler. Like, if that's the case, I'm a college wrestler. I wrestled 1 semester at school. You know what I mean? It's like, come on. No.
How did you look in a singlet?
Yeah. Whiter than usual. So, yeah, I just, so.
I got like a swimmer's body. I can only imagine you in a singlet.
Hey, guys. So, anyway, so Nasimento, I think he has better power, and I think he's more comfortable standing. I think he's a better striker. And it's funny because Fileo actually like moves and looks improved and looks like he's doing the stuff. But then when he punches, he doesn't really look like he's comfortable being there. And Nasimento doesn't look technical to me. It looks a little clunky, but he's like, I'm going to swing and actually try to hurt you. I think that the other thing that Nasimento will do is he will not accept bottom position. If you take him down, he is going heel hook, leg lock, omoplata coming out. He will fight for top or neutral. Whereas if you take Jafel down, he will stay on bottom and he's okay with it and he's content there. And in a game of inches, I think the power of Nasimento and just like the willingness to throw hard enough to hurt somebody on the feet is a big play when you're talking about 2 not great strikers. And then the size, I think, is great. But then the willingness to scramble to top position is the second one. And then the third is I think Nasimento has just a little bit better fight IQ and just MMA overall skills than Jafel, who maybe in a gi is probably going to do a lot better against Alan. But I think Alan knows, hey, I should be on top. I should be grounded. I shouldn't pull guard and start going armbar, triangle, jiu-jitsu stuff to win. And I think all of those things combined are going to teeter in Nasimento's favor over the course of 15 minutes, which I think it'll last.
So no worries about layoff, weight miss, all good?
There's always a worry. So the worry of the layoff, like we're talking about with Macy Barber. Okay.
Yeah, and you're saying the apex is going to help.
So the apex and all that, but not this. That's not going to play as big here, I don't believe, because if Nasimento is fighting Brandon Royval on a main event coming back, okay, like that's a big thing. Amir fought Brandon Moreno on a big layoff coming main event, like that's a big thing, and those things I think do matter. I think against Fileo, if he was a better striker, I think maybe it would matter. But I think the way that they match up, I think Nasimento is going to be very comfortable striking, and I think he's going to be very comfortable in jiu-jitsu exchanges.
You know what's funny to me is watching Nasimento, he didn't look as good on the feet as I remembered him looking.
No, he's not great, but he'll swing.
But so does Fileo. Fileo just swings overhands. He just chucks overhands.
Yeah, but I think he just throws that overhand trying to get inside. Like, you know how some people, when they're really afraid to strike, they're the most dangerous. They just close their eyes and swing, and you're like, whoa, I do not want to get hit.
If that's how you see the fight playing out, then Nasimento to me is a lock. I can't get over the fact. I'm like, why hasn't this guy fought? I know why he hasn't fought because I'm going through the same thing. Buddy, I see you. Nasimento, I know you watch the show. He's too big.
Lightweight Brandon over here.
He can't make the weight.
You guys, I'm sorry.
No,
Brandon,
don't do this to me. No, don't you do this.
I'm sorry. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. I want you guys to guess Brandon's weight. All right. I want you guys to guess Brandon's weight, and we're going to weigh you Monday at the gym.
Okay.
And whoever's closest, what do we give him?
We'll give him the free Patreon for 3 months.
Oh, done. You guys hear that? So you guys get closest to guessing Brandon's weight.
Well, then we gotta do
you got to stand up. Like, oh, we're taking our shirt off. Like how? Like
a front, a back.
Just put your shirt back on. Gee, like you could have just shown creep.
Listen, and now single. I hope now I want you
guys. I want you guys to give his weight and then body shame him. All right.
Do I look fat? I have abs, kind of.
Body shame him. I didn't see an ab in there. I want to know how much he weighs. And I think that's it. Nice, short, sweet pre-UFC fight pod. Go to the Patreon. Tell Brandon he's fat, and we'll see you then.